Hey everybody, and welcome to Authors and Dragons Side Quest, the games we play when we're not playing the games you know us for playing. I am Drew Hayes, author of books such as NPCs and Superpowers, and the newly released Fred the Vampire Accountant's Undeading Bells. Joining me today are Rick Will Terry, Robert Bevan, and Joseph Brassey with their own stuff to plug.
Okay. Hi, I'm Joseph Brassey. I normally play Bjork Bjornsson, was a writer on the Mongoliad books, and my novels Skyfire and Dragon Road are available from Angry Robot Books. Go buy that shit.
Hi, my name is Rick Wilteri, and I'm not burdened by Silas Kane's stupidity tonight. I only have my own stupidity weighing me down. And the two things of mine that you should keep an eye out for is Bent on Destruction, the hybrid of High Moon 3, which is out now, and Everyday Horrors, Bill of the Dead 2, which is coming out right after the new year.
Hello, friends. My name is Robert Bevan. I normally play the role of Klaus Richter, the notorious rogue. Tonight I'll be playing a different, albeit probably similar role. I write the Caverns and Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories, starting with the first book, Critical Failures. And I don't know when you'll be listening to this, but on New Year's Day, I shall be releasing the 25th Shingles title, which is Stranger's Thing. Look out for that.
Well, Bob, I can answer that question for you. They'll be hearing this on Christmas Day because this is our Christmas Day release episode, and we have a very special one planned. Joining us today from the Geek Exploration podcast, Ben Robinson. Ben, thank you so much, and please feel free to plug at the top like we did.
Oh, no, it's my pleasure. Thanks for inviting me back. Apologize for my shitty voice. It decided to run away from me on my way home today. But I'm glad to be a part of ruining all your fans' Christmas.
Rooting. There is no better Christmas present. You know, people are waking up their families. They're like kids are screaming and their dogs are eating their presents. And somebody says, but wait, I have Authors and Dragons. What more do I need?
Thank you, Jesus.
Let me put this on for the whole family. So, I'm from the Geek Exploration podcast. We kind of pick a new geeky type topic every episode and just kind of dive into it. Right now, we're in the middle of doing a deep dive on Star Wars. So we're going to, we recorded half of our the sequel trilogy, and then I'm going to go see Rise of Skywalker, and we're going to finish that thing off. And I've watched nothing but Star Wars for the last month, and it is hopefully not going to ruin it for me.
Yeah, I'm taking my kids to see Rise of Skywalker this weekend, and a part of me is like, okay, this is the final one. This is the final one. Please, God, don't be disappointing.
Yeah, we'll see.
We shall see.
But yeah, so tonight we're going to be playing another round of Everyone is John, except it's going to be Everyone is Scrooge for the holidays.
Ooh. So for anyone who missed our last episode of Everyone is John, we are going to be playing obsessions or desires or voices in John's head. It's a sort of a free-form game, or in this case, Scrooge, I should say. We will be spending willpower every turn to try and get control of Scrooge. And then once we have control, we will be attempting to act out our obsessions. We do not know what each other's obsessions are, and we will not know until the game is over, at which point points will be tallied, winners will be declared, and hopefully some insight into our absolute batshit behavior will be shown. So the only real rolling we'll be doing is for skill checks. We each have between 2 to 3 skills that lower the difficulty, but John is very bad at things, as is Scrooge. And so, so we're going to be screwing up a lot. It's going to be a real clusterfuck. That's Everyone is Scrooge.
All right, I got a little intro, and then I'll have you guys describe your voices. Our scene opens in the office of Jonathan Scrooge, Chief Financial Officer for Cash to You, the nation's largest payday lending firm. Mr. Scrooge is a man who hates Christmas for his own varied and tragic reasons. When he was 8, his mother died in childbirth on Christmas Day, and his sister turned out to be a real bitch. When he was 12, his grandmother was run over by a reindeer, and his third wife left him for a mall Santa. Scrooge is a man with personal demons with whom he wrestles daily. Generally, he's pretty good at keeping them at bay, but this Christmas may be the one where he finally snaps. Introducing the voices in his head, we'll start with Drew.
I'm the ghost of the overly specific meta jokes from the future. I came about one time when Scrooge tried to conquer his fear of reindeer by driving a sled, only to run straight into an orphanage. He got out of it because he was rich, but sometimes the screams still haunt him at night.
Excellent. How about Joe?
I'm Felix McRumbles, the ghost of tongues and things that live under bed sheets.
That's horrifying. I didn't know those two things went together.
Well, his relationship to John is complicated.
All right, how about you, Rick?
Hi, John. I'm the ghost of Christmas things that society foolishly frowns upon. But you can call me Carl.
All right, and finally we've got Bob.
Hi, I am the ghost of Chris yet to come. I am John Scrooge's former Bible camp counselor.
Oh my God. No.
Oh, Joe, you really should have listened to the last episode.
All right, so we'll open the scene here. You wake confused and bleary-eyed at your desk. Before you is a spreadsheet labeled Christmas bonus requests, and beside each name is a little red check and the word declined. This brings a wry smile to your face as you look over at the calendar and see it's December 23rd, a day you hate almost as much as Christmas itself. For tonight is the office Christmas party. Let's bid for control.
And to do that, we just send a private message to you with a number.
Between 0 and 10. How badly do you want control right now?
All right. It seems like John is going to listen to the ghost of Chris yet to come.
Oh, wow. All right. You guys didn't want control very much. All right. So I'm just choosing what Scrooge does.
You're talking to Scrooge. You're
All right.
convincing him to do what you want.
Oh, all right. John Scrooge. Think of that shiny, glowing chestnut hair, smooth beard. Let it flow through you. Point the way to our Lord with your penis.
John shivers as he remembers the feeling of that beard upon his thigh. Oh, Chris. What do you want me to do with my penis?
Oh, gee, Mr. S., it seems like you're going to get thrown in jail again.
John, it was nice against your thigh, but it was so much better against your feet.
Pray and let it go. Let it grow. Oh, wait. Am I still supposed to be talking? Or are other people talking?
No, this is all you.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're all
Tell
talking. He just only listens to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone can chime in, but you can basically you're trying to get him to do something.
I need to taste something.
I want to pray. I want you to pray so that it may grow and point you in the direction we need to follow.
All right. I guess roll a skill
Probably.
check. Just to
An
see if you can get him.
unskilled check, probably, because that's neither of the skills I chose.
Yes, yeah. If it doesn't apply to one of your skills, if it does, if it is a skill check, just announce what skill it is you are using for
Okay.
it.
I am so disappointed that getting a boner is not one of your skills.
I was like, would prayer be one of Bevan's skills? Maybe?
All right, I'm rolling an unskilled check, and oh wait, I have to. All right, sorry, I have to spend more will on this.
If you want to, you can buy. So you have to get a 6 to succeed, and you can spend will to buy that down. And I think
Yeah.
it'll ask you if you want to spend will on it, and if you
Okay.
don't, just put 0.
Yeah, I want this to happen. I might not get another chance to convince anything for a while. Okay. God damn it!
Did you spend 4 points?
I spent 4 points.
Yeah. So essentially, what this comes up and means is, if 2 is greater than 1, it's succeeded. So
Oh,
if,
all right.
if the statement below is true, you did it. So
Yay.
John kind of puts his hands together and slowly lowers them below his desk, thinking of his time at St. Bill's Preparatory School for Wayward Children, and little Scrooge begins to rise.
Yes. We have direction.
Scrooge stands up from his desk, And it's always leaned a little bit to the left. So I guess that's where he's going.
We're off to about exactly the start I expected.
Yeah. All right.
Who
We're
could
in
have possibly seen this coming?
not yet. We're in an office. Correct? Is John Scrooge's penis pointing towards a door?
So yeah, you are in John Scrooge's office. He's the CFO. It's a nice office. He's got a nice walnut desk. Straight ahead of him, there is the door out of his office. To the right of the door is like a bookcase or a bookshelf with a bunch of ledgers and such in it. On the left, there's a small bar with with a decanter and some stuff on it, and a couple pictures of him fishing.
Okay.
And it is currently pointing to the left of the door because he's got a slight canter.
What is to the left of the door?
That's where the booze is. The booze and the pictures of fish.
Good idea, Jesus. We'll take some to go. I'll grab the decanter and head out the door.
Honestly, I really thought he was gonna have him stick his dick in the bottle. So this is an improvement.
So just
when have you known me to do that?
Well, when have you been inside of Scrooge before?
When he was 8, it sounds like.
Okay.
So yes, as a note, to get proper direction from his divining rod, it is currently outside of his pants.
Yes.
All right, so John he walks over and picks up a decanter and goes to, he pours himself a drink and kind of.
No, I'm just drinking straight from the decanter.
Yeah, he looks
I got shit to do.
It just puts it down and takes the whole decanter. I'm going to need this today. And goes and opens the door.
Oh, you have no idea, John.
So it's about 5:30. Most of the people have started going home, but there's a few of those, go-getters still sitting at their desk. There's Gary. Gary from accounting kind of sits just right out there. He's got his back to you, clacking away at the keyboard. And you notice your secretary, Joanne, has left. But there's a couple other people on the far side of the room. It's like a cubicle farm spread out before you.
Oh, gee, Mr. S. I don't know. Maybe you should hide that boner.
Oh, John, Gary Cratchit. He's got a little cripple boy. Go talk to him.
Where are the decorative plants?
None of this is important, John. Eyes on the prize.
They need the little bonsai gardens.
He looks down at his dick. No, what am I doing? I got the damn holiday party tonight. He takes a long, hard pull off the decanter.
Longer. Harder.
I'm glad you specified off the decanter because in this context, there were multiple ways that could have gone.
Well, Bob's still got control, so.
Oh. All right. Am I pointing at anyone in particular?
Gary Cratchit. John.
Where are the plants?
Well, let's say, so there's, Gary's kind of to your right, but as noted, his dick isn't really that malleable. It kind of points the same direction all the time. So you'll be going in circles eventually.
Is there anyone slightly to my left?
Maybe about 4 cubicles down that you could see the top of someone's head. You're not really sure what their name is. You're the CFO. You really don't care.
Is it Jesus? All right, I have to know. Yes, I go there. You peasant.
You walk up and there is a young man, maybe 24. He looks up at you and goes, "Oh, Mr. Scrooge, sir. What can I do for you?"
Show me the way to our Lord.
Are you talking about Dave Johnson, the CEO?
No, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I must find him.
He looks kind of awkward. You could tell he's probably Jewish. He's got like a little Hasidic hat on, little curls and everything.
I like that in this conversation, John's dick is out, but it's the Jesus part that's making him uncomfortable.
John.
I'm like, what?
This is your chance, John. The Israelis are known to have such tiny feet.
Fuck.
Oh boy, Mr. S, don't forget to wish him a happy holidays.
Is that some?
And then maybe see if he's got any keys you can borrow.
Do you want to keep your job?
Is that some kind of joke, Mr. Scrooge?
You better start talking. Where can I find Jesus?
He kind of looks around, panicked, not sure where he's supposed to find Jesus. And as he's scanning the room, you see him kind of look down, and a rather surprised and shocked look comes across his face.
And first sex crime of the episode. Well done, Bevan. We knew who it was going to go to.
And his jaw just kind of drops. And he's just like, oh, and he just seems dumbstruck.
God damn it, you better start talking. What have you done with him?
He's panicked. What do you want Scrooge to do?
Well, I mean, yeah, Jesus pointed me to this man. He's got information I need. I'm going to take another long, hard pull from the decanter and then club him with it.
All right, roll a skill check.
Also
Skill
not
check.
one of my skills.
Oh, okay.
Drunken battery wasn't one of your skills, huh?
No. All right, and I'm not putting any
again,
points.
surprised.
Yeah, you were at 1 point of will.
Yeah,
So.
I'm just gonna roll raw. All right.
Yeah, all right. So you go to take a swing at him, and you're a little off kilter. He's surprised, but not so surprised to know that the drunk boss with his dick out taking a swig out of a whiskey decanter is something you need to be cautious around.
He's not turning his back on us.
Yeah, he jumps to the side and shoves John over. He kind of collapses against the cubicle, and he just starts running away. Bid for control. All right, so this one, everybody except for Drew gets 1 point of will back, which I guess would really only affect Bevan. And Drew, the ghost of future meta jokes, is that what it was?
It's the ghost of an overly specific meta joke from the future.
Yep, he has control.
Oh boy, Mr. S, I think we got to get out of here. Didn't you want to go to that party? Let's go to that party. Let's pull up our pants and let's go get in that car.
No.
I really don't want to go to the party, but yeah,
Don't lose focus.
it's mandatory.
Oh, trust me, Mr. S. After that, you definitely want to leave here.
Come on,
Get
John.
away.
You can do
trained
it,
for
buddy.
this.
I believe in you.
Cars are good. I have ideas with the cars.
He goes, okay.
He
And
knows where Jesus is.
Come on,
kinda-
John. He's a runner. You trained for this.
He tucks his erection up under his belt and kind of heads over to the elevator, goes down and goes out to hail a cab.
No, Mr. S. I think we need to drive this one.
Drive.
Yeah, get a little bit of the motor under you, feel the road. It's the best thing to sober you up. And let's be honest, Mr. S, if you're going to be driving, you should be a little more sober.
Yeah.
But
So
but
steal a cab.
But I took the subway to work this morning.
Oh, it's okay, Mr. S. Just go ahead and hail that cab and let him see if you can drive.
Find a car in the garage.
All right. And so go ahead and roll a check. He's trying to hail a cab.
Up to you. Would the middle skill apply?
Could. Your skills don't really need to be secret, so you can announce
okay.
those if you'd like. Probably not inhaling a cab.
Fair enough. All right. Hoo yeah.
All right. Despite the fact that you are a slightly disheveled-looking man with a whiskey bottle in his hand and his fly down, a cab stops anyway, because if nothing else, this guy looks like he's got money. So, yeah, cab pulls up.
Hey there, Mr. S. Why don't we see if we can do the driving for him? I think that'll be a lot more fun and a great way to get your head on straight before that party. Come on, let's give him a big smile and, maybe tip generous. We can make this happen.
You know, John, I hear the Pakistanis have nice feet.
You could get.
All right, so
You could drive this car.
yeah, all right, yeah.
We need to go back and find the guy.
He kind of gets the cabbie to roll down his window. Go ahead and roll me a skilled check, Drew.
Alrighty. Oh, okay.
Well, there you go. That's enough.
Okay.
John kind of rolls. Hey, I need your car. I'll get it back to you. And the guy's like, "Who are you?" No. And he just kind of pulls out like a big wad of $100 bills from his pocket. And the guy kind of smiles at him and lets you get in the damn car.
All right. What's the driving situation look like around here? What's the street? Are we busy?
I mean, it's 2 days before Christmas at about 5 in the afternoon. You're down in the business district. So, I mean, it's fairly crowded. It's not wide open streets, that's for sure. And you know that the party is about 12 blocks away at a real fancy restaurant.
All right, Mr. S, hands at 10 and 2, rev that engine, turn that key, and let's get a moving. And I am going to point us toward the nearest intersection, preferably one that's, got a light cycle, busily going. And I think you know what I'm rolling for, Ben.
Yeah, go ahead and it's a skilled check, technically.
Yep. Yes, it is.
All right, so Scrooge gets back there, he just punches it and screams out. Everyone's kind of pulling out of his way. He just drives straight through a red light.
Oh, the feel of the accelerator against our feet.
And at the last minute, he kind of just feels his, he kind of zooms through. Doesn't hit any cars, but does he feels his pulse to just jerk to the side, and runs directly into a bus stop. You thought you heard a lot of crunching, some screaming, and what could only be described as a soft thud.
Now's your chance, John.
Great job, Mr. S. Don't you feel more awake now?
It's time. It's time.
Turn slightly to the left.
What happened? And he looks around. There's steam coming up from the radiator, and bid for control. All right, Rick and Joe, you guys are tied. So go ahead and you two rebid.
Now I join Bevan in the Willpower Broke Club.
All right.
Oh, do we add another point then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Anytime we don't win bid for control, we gain a point up to 10.
Yep. So, Joe, it's all you. The Scrooge is sitting there. The airbag has deployed. People are kind of gathering around and looking. You are the smashed up car at a bus stop.
The vehicle is stopped, but this is close enough. John, you need to get out of the car, and you need to take your clothes off.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah,
the first part of
I'm
that
with
seemed
that
to
guy.
make a lot more sense than the second, but go ahead and roll for it. See what we got.
Let it guide you.
Oh, God. Let's see.
For some reason, I keep hearing, is it secret and is it safe in Bevan's creepy
I
whisper.
don't actually think I have one for this. This will be an unskilled check.
All right, and remember, you can spend will on it, though you are down to 3 now. Yes, that is a success. So John gets out of the car, kind of looks around panicking. He sees a pair of bestockinged legs hanging out from under his car and a small red pool.
Oh, now's your
Down on
chance,
the
John.
ground.
Now's your chance.
Everyone's kind of staring at him, and he just looks around and boom, takes his clothes off.
I bet those legs are broken, John.
All right.
Like you see a couple guys who are like going to come out and grab you, but they seem a little hesitant to do so now that you're completely naked.
Get up on top of the car, John. Get
What?
up on top of the car.
Which car?
Is there more? How many are there around?
Oh, I mean, a bunch. I mean, it's a
Bunch,
busy
okay.
intersection. Yeah. Imagine like Manhattan at
All right.
5 o'clock on the day before Christmas Eve.
All right, so get up on top of the car, John. Get up and strike your best Malibu pose.
Yeah. I want to feel the wind through my taint.
Yes. Get that tainted breeze going.
So
Is Joe
go ahead
the
and
ghost of Brandon Thighmaster?
all right. So go ahead and roll me a. Let's see. Yeah, roll me a unskilled check. That would be. And you are down to, let's see. I think you're down to 2 will.
That's the roll.
Oh.
Yeah, we have a failure.
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah.
So John goes to kind of climb up on top of one of the cars, and they're having none of that. They just kind of floor it and swerve to the side, and he falls back and lands flat on his back, getting the wind knocked out of him, kind of staring up. The sound of sirens blaring in the distance. A crowd, mostly standing around with their phones out. No one's really helping the old lady or trying to accost you. They're just thinking this is going to be great for the gram.
Oh, gosh.
Jesus.
So bid for control.
This Christmas tale got too real.
I was almost there. We were almost there.
Bob and Rick.
Oh.
It's a bit off. All right, Rick, it's all yours. And the rest of you get a point back.
Carl, forget about the cars. There's a lady trapped underneath that cab. Crawl to her.
I didn't do that, did I?
Oh, no. But we're going to help her. And in doing so, we're going to help ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to
go. Good idea.
Her legs, how badly are they broken? John, check.
He kind of looks over. It's hard to tell. The car's over it from about the knees above. So all you see is the shins and feet. And they seem perfectly fine.
It's just like that scene from Wizard of Oz, John. I want you to grab her right foot, and I want you to peel her stocking off.
All right.
Oh, boy, Mr. S. I'm not sure how the crowd's going to feel about that one.
You could be up. You could be up feeling the wind.
You're wasting your time. Go up, feel the wind. Let it point you. Let it guide you.
John kind of rolls over and starts army crawling over and goes, I'm sorry. Don't worry. I'll help you. Lady. And go ahead and roll me an unskilled check. It's rolled a 1, but it's a good thing that you spent a bunch of freaking, basically that's an auto success. So yes. So he kind of goes over there and gently takes off her little or flat, I guess it would be. She's an old lady. She ain't wearing pumps. And grabs her foot and just rips the stockings open.
Now suck on it, John.
Wow.
Sorry.
Now it gets weird.
Wow.
Your toes, John. Suck them. Suck them hard, John.
That's going to be somebody's text tone.
All right, go ahead and roll me an unskilled check.
Okay, let's see here. Unskilled.
As a note, for an old lady, she has lovely feet.
And they taste lovely too, I bet.
Yeah. Her toes are still painted. She's a woman who used to care.
A 6 is greater than 5. Oh.
Oh,
Christ.
God damn it.
All right. So you just kind of go,
Oh, why don't you give her a pedicure with your teeth?
and unfortunately, all of you are inside John Scrooge, so you can feel his tongue go in between each toe, and taste the salt and fibers within.
To be fair, they do have the texture of communion wafers.
John.
Jesus.
Bite off our little toe, John. That'll make it even better. Bite it off, John.
Also, you hear shrieks of horror,
Ignore them,
shock,
John. Ignore them. They don't
and
understand.
coming from the crowd. You hear a few people laughing and you hear at least one person vomiting.
They don't know what's good for them, John, but you do. Bite it off.
All right, here we go.
Make her perfect.
Oh boy, Mr. S, this seems like a real great way to get sick.
Why are you here when you could be on top?
So yeah, go ahead and roll me an unskilled check to see if you can bite that toe off.
Above everything.
Ah.
All right, so John, all right, just bites down hard. There's no resistance because this lady is super dead. but yeah, turns out it's harder than you expected to bite through bone. Also, about this time, there is a nice thud against the side of your head and a ringing in your ear as you are kind of thrown to the side. You realizing someone has just come and kicked you right in the face. You've met the crowd's limit. Like this was an interesting story for a little while. You reach someone's breaking point.
How rude.
And
Jesus,
I'm sorry.
Go up.
I didn't mean to cheat on you.
Towards the sun.
So you're seeing stars in your eyes as you lay there, and a rather large, upset-looking man screaming
Stars
something
in
at
your
you.
eyes, heaven on your tongue.
Everybody, go ahead and bid for control.
You have to bid, John. That was better than that frappuccino for lunch.
All right, it's going to go back to Bob. Everyone else gets a point back. Well, you guys have just been spending it up.
All right, I gotta assume that the guy who kicked John is he must be Jesus. I was going for him, and he caught me with a woman sucking on toes.
You know what? Go ahead and roll me an unskilled check.
Okay.
What else would you suck on, John?
All right, I failed.
You kind of stare up at the guy, thinking, like, Jesus, is that you? And says, no, this is a guy with like a large bar through his nose and tattoos on his face. Doesn't look anything like Jesus, unfortunately.
Industrial Jesus?
He does kind of look like the dead woman, like he might be a grandson.
Yeah. This is the kind of guy that looks like he could cause a lot of trouble for anyone he's unhappy with, and he appears to be really unhappy with you right now.
Wait a second. You're not Jesus.
Yeah. 2 or 3 kicks to the ribs later, that suspicion is confirmed. Go ahead and bid for control. Oh, also of note, those sirens have gotten incredibly loud. They don't sound far off anymore.
Are we bidding for
Oh,
control?
there's sirens?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, I would like to enter a new bid.
All right. To Rick it goes.
You trained for this, John. That black belt in Taekwondo, which is the martial arts of the feet. Sweep the leg, John. Sweep the leg.
Give me a skilled check.
Oh boy, Mr. S, I don't know how they're gonna feel about this.
This is a skill check, right?
Pretty naked again. Not even wearing the overcoat or the top hat.
Oh, no. Rolling a 1 after spending 2 will on it.
No, I didn't spend 2 real. That was a skill check.
That makes the 1 even sadder.
Yeah, I know.
How'd you get down to 2? You must have spent at least 1 on it. In any case, it didn't work, whatever it was. So yeah, John kind of like strikes a on the ground like crane pose, staring up at the guy. Like goes to kick his leg, and it just stops. This guy, he's a big dude.
You disappoint me, John.
And he just looks down at you and grabs you by the neck and picks you up with one hand.
Okay, you're higher up than you were.
That's true. Bid for control. You're now being choked to death by a scary man.
You could add it all, John. Look at the size of his feet. I bet he's been sweating in those socks all day. But you had to be distracted by all these other people.
All right. It's going to go to Drew. Everyone else gets a point back.
Oh boy, Mr. S. I think it's time to tell him the truth. We're gonna have to let him know that this is a movie shoot that's going on, and he just busted up a shot. There's about to be a bunch of extras flooding in, and they've got security called. Come on, Mr. S. Let's tell him it's time.
That's skilled? A skilled check. Oh, yeah.
Oh, what the hell. I'll spend the 1 will point I've got left. Hoo yeah!
Oh. So yeah, through his, partially crushed windpipe. This is it's a movie. This is Fast and the Furious 43. Vin Diesel's right over there, and he points, and the guy's like, "What?" And like drops you and looks around, and sees the back of a bald man's head, and his knees start shaking, and he starts giggling like a little girl. Now's your chance to run.
Hey,
Or
Mr.
do something
S.
Even stupider. It's really up to you guys.
Hey, Mr. S, why don't we hop in one of these unoccupied cars for the moment, huh? Why don't we just crack open that dash, rub those wires together, and take off in the direction that's not those sirens? We can even head toward the party.
Oh no, the party! Oh god, I'm gonna be late for the party.
Hey, that's okay, Mr. S. We're gonna grab us a car.
Not in the car, on the car.
All right, yeah. There's a number of people that have gotten out of their cars and watching this shit show. Like, things are blacked up, so you could definitely hop in a car. Most of them are probably already running or
sweet.
have keys in them. So I mean, yeah.
Oh, then I will save the skill check and just go for a drive check.
Yeah.
All right, I will aim away from the cops.
That's sensible. Yeah.
Aim slightly to the left.
Looking down in the melee, it seems bent even further to the left than it was before. You're not sure if you're
Turn.
disappointed.
He's
or
this
happy
way.
with this. Oh shit! Another 6. Yeah. You hop in a car and gun it and just start weaving through traffic to escape the police.
All right.
It's a nice late model Lexus. It's got leather seats. You're a bit concerned that that's going to stick a bit when you get out because you're a little nervous, a little sweaty.
Oh, it's all right, Mr. S. The way we're going out, it's not going to be a problem. So let's zip you closer to that party, and then right when we get near enough, let's find a good stopping off point. So I am going to drive toward the party. It's only a few blocks, and then as soon as I see an opportunity to see some other wheeled vehicles, I will make another drive check.
Well, as you kind of come around the corner to the fancy restaurant, the Le Fromage de Jour,
Mm-hmm.
you see they've got valet parking. You're in luck. You don't even need to find a parking spot.
Are there other cars lined up waiting to be parked?
Oh, there absolutely are. There's a guy's getting out of his car right now and handing his keys to the valet.
Does he have a beard?
Nice. I would like to. How many cars are lined up?
Right now it's just the one. Looking at the clock, you realize you're a little late.
Oh well, I suppose we'll just have to gently nudge him out of the way.
I'm late. I'm late for the party. They got to park me first. I'm the CFO.
That's right, Mr. S. Can't keep the people waiting.
All right, go ahead and roll me a skill check. That'll do it. You just careen into this car, slamming it. The valet was about half in when this occurred, and he just kind of goes spinning around in circles, and you hear a sickening crack as his face hits your headlight. And you see the shocked face of that's Janice from accounting.
Check his shoes, John.
Are there any other cars nearby?
I mean, there's traffic going by, and you could turn a corner. There's a whole parking lot where they were parking all these valeted cars.
Yeah, Mr. S, seeing the way he handled that car, I'm not sure we can trust him with this pretty lady. We should probably pull it into that parking lot and set it somewhere ourselves.
That seems sensible. He seems to be sleeping on the job, too.
Yeah, you can't find good help anywhere, Mr. S.
Fucking millennials. Go ahead and roll me a skilled check to see if you can, if the car's still running and you can pull it around the corner.
Okay, so, I know what I would love to do if possible. Let's see.
All right.
If possible, I would love to do that kind of thing where you hit a car at an angle and it sends your car hurtling forward. I'd love to hit a car and turn this car into a projectile that slams into a car.
In any case, a 5 is good enough. You're a pretty good driver. This thing still runs.
Jesus.
Good old Japanese engineering.
No, the other guy's looking for Jesus.
So you wait for a second until you see a car that's driving by, and then you just gun it to the side. I might add, running over the valet entirely. And you know what? I'm going to make an unskilled roll for Janice.
Oh God.
Oh wait, here, I'll go ahead and select that. Oh, I'm sorry, Janice. You didn't make it. So you also take out Janice on the way.
Well,
she goes tumbling over your windshield, breaking it.
Hey, Mr. S, you can't park a car without breaking a few accountants.
Yeah, and you slam hard into the vehicle that's coming out, and let's say roll me a D4.
4.
Well, damn! Look at that. So as you do that, the guy behind him was looking on his phone. The guy behind him was getting a BJ. And the guy behind him was just unlucky because this whole clusterfuck unfolded in front of him, and they just all come careening together. And you got yourself a pileup right in front of the venue.
Nice.
A smile creeps across John's face as the airbag is deployed. This car looks done. He's got you can taste a little trickle of blood coming from his mouth. And you still have control because you succeeded on that. Or wait, no, did you? He's still yours.
Okay, Mr. S, you did a good job. I think you deserve this meal. Let's go into the restaurant.
But Janice is lying right there with her beautiful feet.
I can't be late. I've got to give a speech. Oh.
Are there any decorative plants nearby? Look for them, John.
There's definitely what you can't tell. It's a nice restaurant, but they look like fake ficus trees on either side of the entrance.
Do they have rocks in them?
Hey, Mr. S, on your way in, why don't you pause and take some pants off the valet? This is a nice place. You want to look your best.
No.
So yeah, seems fair.
The Lord is guiding you.
I'll do an unskilled check to salvage the valet's pants.
The dead
All right, go
valet.
ahead. Yep. Yeah, go ahead and
valet.
give me that. And Joe, you see the ficus trees over there? You can't quite tell. You can't see inside the pot. There's a lot of like steam and smoke rising, and
Oh God.
there's these really inconsiderate assholes staring at you, standing in front of the pots.
Move them, John.
Oh, you gotta!
I got another
me.
6.
You gotta be kidding me. All right, yeah. So you go over and first, of course, you have to remove the. So you have to remove the valet's shoes. And then you kind of
John, his shoes are off. His shoes are off.
Get his belt undone and start pulling his pants off. And let me roll.
Does the valet have a beard?
You say roll unskilled again?
Let me roll something real quick, and let me do that one more time.
Oh, sure.
And let's see what we get. Okay. The valet does not have a beard, but he does have a club foot.
Also, I think the term is did not have a beard because again, past tense.
his head is a mush, but it's not a very hairy mush. Let's put it that way.
You're taking the pants off the wrong guy, John.
So you are able to get the pants off, and you slip them on. They are bright red with a gold stripe down the side. Rather dapper, you think?
Looking sharp, Mr. S.
And thankfully, due to their color, the bloodstains aren't super apparent.
Awesome. Well, I guess let's stroll on in and see what's for dinner, Mr. S.
All right, go ahead and give me a unskilled roll to walk inside.
All right. Let's see if I can stop rolling 6s.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, 5 doesn't do it, though, right? It has to be a 6.
A 5 does not do it. That's correct.
Yeah. Oh, Ben,
that's why
it's off. We've been treating this as greater than or equal to, but it's not. It's just greater than.
Yeah, we should do this more than once a year, so I remember
Yeah.
how I built my freaking
That's
macros.
why it's a 2, not a 3.
Yeah, let me change that back. And yes, good point. Math.
Okay, wow. Yeah, we all just fucking...
All right, so you turn to go to the door, and there's a lot of angry people there that don't seem turbo inclined on letting you in. Also, the car you ran into appears to be on fire now. That's curious.
John,
How could that have happened?
compliment their feet, John.
They don't make them that good no more.
No, I mean, it was a 72 Pinto. Not the best car to rear end.
Well, now it's a 2019 Fire.
And everybody bid for control.
Man, I had a roll there.
Yeah, you did.
All right. So, Bob, it's all you.
Seriously? Wow, that's a cheap bid. Okay.
You guys have been burning through your willpower.
Yeah.
Kind of say you might have blown your load a little early.
Not yet.
Well, you are the ghost of Chris yet to come. So
That's right.
That's fair.
John, what are you doing here? This is all wrong. This is not where we're gonna find him. Run away from these people.
He kind of looks around. The doorman looks really angry. In fact, everybody looks really angry. Yeah, you know what? I fucking hate this Christmas party anyway. I hate this job. I hate all of you. He screams, and
That's the Christmas spirit, Mr. S.
bah humbug.
I want to get John to run away and look for a church or a prison where, the two places where people find Jesus.
A church or a prison. All right. Give me a skilled check.
And I've got no will to spend, so here we go.
Yeah, you were down.
All right.
Yeah, you're good. So John just starts booking it down the street. He's barefoot but not naked anymore, so that's good. He looks down briefly at his member and can't get any guidance from it. It's a little disturbing. But
Can I loosen the pants or just like pull them down a bit?
as he's running, here, let me roll something here. See what we got. Oh, good. All right, so as he's running down the street, and you look around, you don't see any churches or or prisons. Those aren't too common in downtown Manhattan. But what you do see is a school with a sign that says "Nativity play tonight."
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
It worked. He's real. All right. I will continue running that way.
Yeah. John bursts through the door and heads in. There's a friendly looking old lady there sitting with like one of those little boxes where they collect the $5 from the parents to get in, and through the open doors, you see the manger.
All right. Gunning it for the manger.
Baby Jesus had really nice feet, John.
All right, go ahead and roll me a skilled check.
Ah.
Oh. Not sure if I'm excited or disappointed by the fact that that's a success. All right, so you barge through the door, and the lady goes like, "Hey, where are you going?" And you kind of storm straight up the center aisle and hop up on the stage. And there before you see a little Mary and a little Joseph, and another child dressed as a mule, and another one dressed as a tree, and 3 little wise men waiting off stage right.
And in the manger?
Oh boy, Mr. S, I think you might have gotten turned around.
And there before you, they have a small doll of the baby Jesus.
Thanks, Ben. All right. This is what I've been saving myself for, John. This is why I was the only one that didn't molest you at camp.
Jesus God.
You made the story so much sadder.
That just got bleak.
Jesus.
The worst part is like this is the psychosis voice, the one that didn't molest. God.
All right. I'm gonna try to put my dick in the doll.
No.
I don't know where I thought this was going.
Well, that's why I said thank you, Ben, because he was kind enough to not make an actual child be Jesus.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah.
I mean, I want you to actually be able to air this.
Yeah, we're kind of borderline as it is.
All right. Let me look at your skills here just in case. Nope. Unfortunately, you are not skilled at having sex with inanimate objects. Shocking.
But I have been preparing for this my whole life. But no, but I might need the other skill in a moment, though. So
yeah, you may. So yeah, give me a unskilled check. You need to get a 6.
all right. Oh shucks.
Oh, yeah. So you go and just yank the baby from the child's grip. The crowd screams, unsure what's going on, and you go to unzip your pants and realize these damn valet pants don't even have a fly. And so as you're fumbling around trying to find your dick, someone runs from stage right with a clipboard and a set of earphones on and tackles you to the ground, sending baby Jesus flying across the auditorium.
No, what have you done?
And landing about 20 feet away as they tackle you to the ground.
Okay.
Bid for control.
Oh boy, Mr. S, these folks do not seem happy.
I know how to make you happy, John.
You need to be on top of something. Something tall.
All right, Joe, you technically have 2 points right now because you got a point back
gotcha.
when you lost the bid last time. So
Okay, gotcha. Let me do that.
Do I have 0 or do I have 1?
you have 0 right now.
Oh,
You will have 1 when after this, but during the bidding, you have 0.
Forget that bid then.
Yeah. It's gonna go to Rick.
The person who's on top of me, are they an adult or a child?
It is a large, angry woman.
Oh, a large angry woman. Those are the best, John. You couldn't do it with you couldn't do it with the biker, but do it here. Taekwondo the fuck out of her, and get those luscious feet.
Give me a skilled check. Oh, there we go. That's a success. So yeah, you kind of take her and you give her one of those like flat-handed punches where your knuckles are just there, just right in her throat. You feel her windpipe collapse under the force of your mighty blow, and she kind of grips her throat and falls to the side, freeing you from her grip as she gasps, as does the crowd, though their gasp is a little less life-threatening.
Now, John, I want you to grab her foot, raise it high, and tell the audience that this is the true meaning of Christmas as you caress it lovingly.
All right. Yeah, I mean, she's got she's got Uggs on. Uggs and Lululemon pants.
I don't care about pants. You don't care about pants, John. And Uggs, what a horrible thing. Why would you hide your beautiful feet from the world behind such gross boots? Tell them, John. Tell them the true meaning of Christmas, and then strip that off. As if you were stripping Jesus down to his loincloth.
All right. Roll me an unskilled check.
Fucking Uggs.
Yeah. All right. So you go to try and grab her feet and be like, and John's muttering something about the meaning of Christmas toenails. Ugh. And as he's wrestling with her leg, but turns out choking to death causes you to kind of freak out. So she's spazzing all over the place and kicking her feet, and she manages to get a good kick right into John's jaw, kind of sending you flying back into the what turns out to be 2 children in a donkey costume.
Oh, but what a kick to the face that was, John.
Oh, no.
Sending them to the ground, and you are now lying on 2 squirming, crying children in a donkey costume.
Oh
Bid for
boy,
control.
Mr. S, we're starting to get an ass made of us. You get it?
All right, so bid for control. Also, Joe, you should have 3 points now. Here, I'll set your points to where they should be. You got 3. Evan, you should have 1. And Drew, I think you should also have 3, I believe.
No, I'm 1 behind Joe because I bottomed out.
Okay, got
behind him.
All right, it's all you, Joe.
All right. So he's on top of the children?
He is on top of the children, yep.
All right. And we are in a church?
You're in a school. It's like an elementary school.
Okay.
John, you need to take your clothes off, and you need to go. Wait, John is still naked, right?
Yes.
No, valet pants.
Okay.
Oh no, that's right. He's got
pants.
valet pants on. That is correct. Yep.
Take off the pants, John. Take off the pants, and then find a way to go upwards.
Okay, so so looking around, this is a pretty nice stage for school. They must be reasonably wealthy. There's like a catwalk above, so you can climb up to the catwalk if you would like.
Climb, yes.
There is
climb up the catwalk.
Don't forget Jesus.
Yeah, as you look around the stage, there is there's all the normal stuff you would expect to see at a nativity scene, as well, and then a horrified and angry crowd.
All right, going up that catwalk.
They're disappointed, John, that you couldn't get those Uggs off.
Going up. We have to go up. Higher.
All right, go ahead and give me a unskilled check.
1 point left. So 5 is greater than 4.
It sure is. All right.
5 is greater than 4.
So John's able to kind of clamber up. He looks in the back. There's a little like a ladder that goes up to the catwalk, and he ends up on the catwalk up there. There is a confused-looking man in his 80s who appears to have been moving, lights and stuff around up there, staring at you in with what could only be described as blind fury.
Is this?
That's not him, John.
He's got his little World War II veteran cap on, and he looks like he's about to kick your ass like Hitler.
Okay, gotcha. So is this the highest place he can get?
As far as you can tell, yeah. You don't see there's no attic access or anything from here.
Okay, all right. We're here, John. We're here. It's time. Surf. Begin making surfing motions at the veteran.
He's gonna put his hand out for him, one behind him. I got to tell you that kind of throws him off. But go ahead and give me a skilled check.
Oh, what?
All right.
This is why I prefer not knowing each other's skills. So confusing. In a good way.
All right. So let's see here. I don't have any will left, so.
The skilled check at least. So.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, you strike the pose, and the guy he looks mildly confused for a second, and then realizes that he doesn't give a shit, and he comes over and just fucking decks you hard across the face, and
ooh, that's so good.
And you go you go down on the catwalk, and he just starts kicking you, and you did not know that 80-year-old men could possess such strength.
It's all in the footwork, John.
John, get up. You have to keep surfing.
And let's go ahead and bid for control. All right, Drew and Bob, go ahead and give me a roll off.
Number.
No, give me your highest and best bid. All right, it's going to go to Drew.
All right, Mr. S, I think it's time to tell him the truth. You gotta let him know that you're an angel bringing him a vision of the future, and that in a few minutes he's gonna wake up and have a chance to prevent all this. But now you have to fly back to heaven. You know, Mr. S, you gotta tell him the truth. Oh, yeah.
Here's, listen, I'm an angel from the future. I've been sent here to teach you a lesson. He just looks at you kind of confused for a second. And he goes, Jimmy, the ghost of Jimmy, you need to prevent this. You're going to wake up in just a minute. And he kind of he gets a vacant look in his eyes. He goes, Jimmy, I haven't seen Jimmy since Guadalcanal. And a tear wells up in his eye. And he gives you a brief second to escape his clutches.
All right, Mr. S, let's get out of here. Let's go back to the parking lot and find ourselves a ride away from this place. I will look for the nearest way to get down that is not near the angry crowd, if possible.
Well, the nearest way to get down is probably grabbing one of those sandbags and gracefully lowering yourself to the stage.
Hi, John. You need to be up
That would
high.
be the quickest way. Otherwise, there's a ladder. Well, the quickest way is jumping, but that's probably not good.
I guess. I mean, truth be told, if I have to roll an unskilled check, there's no difference between taking the sandbag and the ladder.
That's true. Failure is going to.
Failure would be different.
Yeah.
Now I want to get back to that parking lot. All right, Mr. S, grab the ladder and let's get out of here. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get out of here to the parking lot. I'm guessing that's gonna require some sort of unskilled check.
Oh yeah. Definitely an unskilled check.
Alrighty, let's see. Nope.
The ladder, and foolishly on the way, he decides to yell, "Ha ha, sucker! Jimmy died for nothing!"
Oh boy, Mr. S, you're not supposed to tell him the truth.
And so as soon as he starts climbing down, the old guy runs over and right as he's going down, he just boots straight to your face, and you fall back hard on your back and land on the ground,
Oh, we're so far down.
right on top of the manger.
Oh, I forgot we were still in this place.
Oh yeah.
I didn't forget, John.
And a horrified scream rises up from the crowd. About this time, those familiar siren noises have started recurring. Actually, I'm going to say that's a pretty good fall. John is knocked unconscious. So go ahead and I'm going to have you guys bid for control before you have any idea what's going on. All right, this is going to go to Bob. So your vision starts coming back to you slowly. You kind of look around like, oh, what happened? You look around and you appear to be tied up. Like you go to move and you can't move, and you look and you're tied to one of those football sleds out in and you appear to be out on like the field in the dark behind the school. Those things that they like charge into.
All right, okay.
Yeah. You're tied to one of those, and in front of you, you see the old man with a baseball bat and about half a dozen other rather angry-looking men.
Do I see the doll?
You do not see the doll.
All right, I gotta get out of here.
They didn't bring any of the kids into this. And so you're tied to this freaking thing, and he's just sitting there, and he goes, "You made a big mistake coming here, buddy. We thought about calling the cops, but decided I was too good for scum like you."
I haven't come yet.
God damn it.
A quizzical yet disgusted look comes across his face. What would you like to do?
Well, I gotta get out of these bonds.
That seems sensible. Go ahead and roll me a skilled check.
Damn it. All right.
Turns out these guys are pretty good at tying bonds.
Uh-oh.
Oopsies.
So yeah, you struggle, and they kind of chuckle at you, and come up, and you just start beating you senselessly with baseball bats. It hurts. Bid for control? I fear this is coming to a conclusion here, folks.
I get that sense.
It's been a pretty good episode. If it happens, it happens.
You did.
All right, that's going to go to Rick.
John, tell them they can beat you anywhere they want, just as long as they don't touch your perfect feet.
Fine.
Come on, John, tell them.
All right, go ahead and roll me an unskilled check. All right.
Good time for a 6.
John like spits a couple of his teeth out through his swollen jaw. Just don't hit my feet. At which point, they all start hitting the shit out of your feet. Yeah, they're like, these guys don't seem to be taking last requests.
Now, John, there's only one way to go out. That's rub yourself against these ropes until you get hard. Because, oh God, it feels so good against your feet.
No. We're saving ourselves.
Sweet release, John.
No.
You've earned it.
Roll me
After so long.
an unskilled boner check.
Ha
From between the bonds, kind of poking through, and pitching a nice little tent in your valet. Oh, no, you don't even have valet pants on anymore, do you? Joe, you took them off, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So just coming right between the bonds, they all see your boner rise. They seem horrified and disgusted and not really sure what to make of this. You've definitely you've put them on their heels for a moment.
You took the power back in this situation somehow.
We're making this happen on our terms, John. Take control. Now order those fuckers. I didn't tell them. I didn't tell you to stop, maggots, because I ain't finished yet.
All right, go ahead and roll me an unskilled check.
So close.
So he goes to, I didn't tell you. He kind of chokes, his blood comes up, and he spits out a large blood clot. And they just kind of shake their heads and let's see, looking at your luck. I'm gonna have one more chance to get out of this. They start just bashing the shit out of you, and you look down and realize that you know what? It might be a Christmas miracle. After all this, Scrooge has come around, and a change has truly been made, and you may have learned a real lesson, because your boner is now leaning hard to the right.
Ow.
To be fair, it looks broken.
Christmas
It does not look good.
miracle.
But it is pointing you in a new direction, and you feel solace in your soul.
God bless us, each and every one.
You go ahead and bid for control. This will probably be the last thing you get to do. Joe, you even going to try on this one, or you don't want to touch this?
I'm not touching this one.
All right, Drew.
Hey, Mr. S, you know what I think these people need is to be reminded of the true Christmas spirit. Why don't we start singing some carols, get them to join in? I bet they'll forget all about this, and then we can explain how we're secretly an angel.
All right, go ahead and roll me a skilled check.
Or soon to be one.
Oh, not good enough.
All right, so John kind of smirks and looks at them and starts singing "All I Want for Christmas Is You," which I think is everybody's least favorite Christmas song.
Oh boy, Mr. S, what a choice.
Oh yeah, also probably really inappropriate for the situation. But his last moments, he finds solace in the fact that he finally came around, and
Oh no.
his ding dong is now pointing towards the real meaning of Christmas, which appears to be getting beat to death by World War II veterans for being a pervert. He has accomplished his mission in life. He has ruined so many people's Christmases today.
And isn't that what every Christmas should be?
Yeah.
Amen. All right, so that is the game, correct?
Yeah, that's it. You're dead.
All right.
All right.
I'm curious, did any of you guys actually get the joke of what I was?
No.
Okay.
No.
The ghost of overly specific meta jokes from the future. I was playing Launchpad McQuack while piloting Scrooge. Yeah, the whole thing was crashing. Yeah, it was like a 9-layer deep joke for a bad pun. Yeah. Fuck you all. That's my Christmas gift to you.
Did you guys get who I was?
No, what was yours?
Wait, what? Seriously?
No, let's hear it.
I was the ghost of Chris yet to come. I don't know how I can make it any plainer than that.
All right.
All right.
What were your obsessions? Is more what I was going for. Like,
right,
what was your guy about?
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
I'll do a point recap now.
Yeah.
Okay.
On everybody. And so I'll start with Bob, the ghost of Chris yet to come. So his obsessions were pray for an erection, find Jesus, and unsurprisingly, fuck Jesus. He was able to accomplish 1 and 2 on that list. He was sadly thwarted.
I'm so
3.
close.
So he finished with with 3 points.
Wait a second. When we died, did we ejaculate? Because Jesus is everywhere.
I mean, you know what? What the hell? Go ahead and give me an unskilled check.
You have as much luck jerking off in this game as you do in Drew's.
You felt like you could have, but that really hard 90-degree angle in your dick seemed to prevent you from completion.
Damn you, biology.
Yeah. Next we had Joe, whose obsessions were licking rocks, jacking cars, and naked car surfing. He got real close to naked car surfing. He did get 2 points for jacking a car. Even though it was technically Drew that did it, it was still accomplished.
Fair enough.
Next we got Rick, whose obsessions were touch or smell socks. He got that lady's socks.
He did.
Force someone to take off their shoes. He got the old lady and the valet.
Ooh.
And he had a deformed foot fetish. He wanted to get to touch or fondle deformed feet, especially Tiny Tim's. He didn't quite reach that one, so he got a grand total of 6 points.
So it was like trying to force that one by biting off the toe.
Yeah, that was pretty clever.
Yeah.
That's why I rolled the dice, and the valet had a club foot, but he couldn't get control.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I try and work some opportunities for you guys to pull these things off in there when I
We
can.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then we got Drew, whose level 1 was crashing a wheeled vehicle, which he did twice. Crashing a wheeled vehicle into another wheeled vehicle, which he did. And creating a pileup of at least 4 wheeled vehicles, which he rolled a D4 and succeeded on. So he got a whopping 8 points for the victory.
Well done.
So we can all recognize that Drew is clearly the worst fucking person here.
Or at least the
you?
worst driver.
I would argue best driver. I went exactly where I was aiming every time.
You did manage to kill 3 people. So
Yeah.
You've definitely got the highest kill
missile
count.
of death. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for coming on again, Ben. It was a great time.
Anytime. I love playing me some games.
If you enjoyed this, folks, don't forget to listen to Ben's podcast, the Geeksploration Podcast, which you can find on, I'm sure, most standard podcast downloading apps.
Yep, pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. It's like we can't really give sites anymore. Just, you know how Google works.
Yeah, if you're listening to this, you could probably find a podcast.
Yeah, if at this point you can't find a podcast, we really can't help you.
Yeah. Well, for everyone here at Authors and Dragons, we hope you have a Merry Christmas if you're listening to this on the day, and just have a great day any other time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.